Monday. Hope you're having a good Monday. And welcome to Mariah Sanctuary, because I realized I didn't say that. My weekend was okay. My day is okay. The week is always busy for me. Doing stuff for new content, typically during the week. So yeah, it was a busy day. Um, Hopefully your Monday was good and not hectic or anything. I hope my chat is not broken already. My goodness. I just started the live stream. Oh no, I think it must be lag. That must be what it is. Well, sorry, it was hectic. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say. Well, I feel bad it's hectic. It's unfortunately I can control, but not for you. Um, Only thing I got is oh hi Mildred. My weekend was okay. Uh, I still don't understand why it's 6 seconds behind. I don't understand. I don't know. I literally don't know. Thinking. I still don't think it's a CEO. I don't care what nobody says. I don't think it's a CEO. I think they're pointing us in that direction. I just think it's weird that the mayor on the show pointed them in the direction of the CEOs, and then the CEOs said they didn't do it. So yeah, it's still making me think that the mayor did it. I'm very curious to know if, but it would make sense. I still don't. Oh, you think it's a South African thing? It could be. I don't know. I really don't think the CEO did it. I mean, any of the CEOs did it. I think they're trying to point it in action. I don't believe it though. I guess we'll see in 3 more episodes. I'm talking about the one this week and the one the other two in the next 2 weeks after this week. Yeah, I don't know. I think that mayor guy did it. All my other shows are really good too. Yeah. You definitely don't think CEOs did it either. See, I think, of course, we never know, but I still don't think they did it. I just think they're trying to push that angle too hard, which is making me think for sure they didn't do it, unless there's some kind of person in disguise, which I guess it could be them if it was somebody in disguise, but I don't think it originally. Uh, we're not talking about sports. I'm not really into. I like sports. The only sport I really like. Well, there's two sports I like. Actually, no, three. I like track and field because that's one thing I did. Um, Gymnastics, and ice figure skating. Those are the only three things, only three sports I like. So yeah. Yeah, I really think it no, I really think it's gonna be the mayor. I totally think it's gonna be the mayor because of I just think that oh it's an Australian see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was an Australian greeting. I've heard people say that in when they're in stadiums, like hello sports fans. I never heard it otherwise. But yeah. Um, I like all my other shows. Like I was watching the spin-off of 911. It's called 911 Nashville. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I was wrong. It's good. The doc is good like always. So is Confidential. Um, Well, obviously, Only Murders in the Building is good. Reasonable Doubt is good. Switching Gears is good. And I want all the shows I watch are good. Um, and I'm watching the show right now. It's called For the People. That is a really good series. Dang, and I'm almost done. I'll be done today if I finish watching the 6 episodes. Well, I guess technically 5 episodes. Six episodes I have left. Pretty good show, man. What shows be man? And then I also gotta. There's a lot of shows I gotta. Oh, there's some other shows I gotta watch. I gotta finish watching This Is Us. That's a good show too. Dang, a lot of shows I like, all different. And Castle's really good too. That's a good show. I didn't watch it when it was on air because I don't like shows that are hyped up. I don't like watching hyped up shows when unless I'm already interested in it before I learn about the hype, then I watch it. But if it's hyped up, I don't watch it. If I don't, I feel like too many people are watching it. Um, well, I like the spinoff of The Rookie. The Rookie had a spinoff. It was called The Rookie Feds. That was pretty good. They ended it stupidly though. Technically, it didn't get ended. It got canceled, but it was really freaking good. They should have gave it more of a chance. But I know why they didn't because it happened because of the strikes that the writing strikes happened in L.A. That's the reason why that show. I think they didn't expand upon it because of that. Stupid, but it was good. Um, I watch a lot of shows, and I hate the ones when I'm watching and I'm like, oh dang, this is gonna be good. Oh, and then I realize, oh dang, it's about to end. Like the series is almost over. Not really. I didn't really care for CIS. You know what I'm trying to say. That you just said the crime scene investigation or is it investigation? You know what I mean. I don't really watch that. I just like watching. It's funny you would think I would like to watch that, but I don't. I don't. I never really followed it. My dad watches what's the thing called Forensic Files, but that's not the same thing as what am I trying to say? Crime scene investigation. You would think I'd be into it because I like a lot of true crime. Nah. Yeah, that I was telling my dad the other day. The guy who was a narrator for Forensic Files made me. His voice scares me because it makes me think of the. I feel like there was a narrator in Goosebumps. People from the '90s probably know what I'm talking about. So, um, or maybe I don't know if Goosebumps might be older than I think. And probably is before the '90s, but I remember them having a show about it like in the '90s and maybe 2000s where they had when they had those shows and the books and I pictured the narrator. I like true crime. It's always something I always enjoyed because I like people getting justice served. And I freaking hate people that don't get their justice served. Those people can rot. See, right? Be nice, be nice, be nice. Be nice. Oh, be nice. I'm trying to not get angry about that. That's why when I do true crime cases, yeah, I thought okay. So I'm glad you realized. So it is the '90s. I knew it. I freaking no. I can't do. No, I don't like horror stuff. And I remember the books. I think yeah, those books. Yeah, I couldn't read those either. And then I'd be having. And I probably have nightmares. And yeah, I don't like horror. This is just not my thing. Like that crap is terrifying. I don't know. Like there was a few horrifying commercials that were on my Hulu when I was watching some shows. I'm like, I gotta come my eyes, Mariah, because I already know how it works. If I get it in my consciousness, then it will go in my subconscious, and then I'll be having nightmares at nighttime, and that's not a thing I like. Okay, I freaking hate that crap. This is one stupid commercial. The stupid commercial that I hate is this new one I've seen. There's like all these um Halloween characters from different movies. Yeah, that was a horrible commercial. It was about this guy. He was drinking like a Fanta or something, and then all like the Fanta had like a Halloween characters on it from scary dang movies. And then he had to drink the one I freaking hate. Like one of the characters I am so scared of to this day because I watched that movie when I was like 8 years old, so I don't like that. And then luckily it wasn't a clown because I hate clowns too. But that's another side note. So like they drink the drink the drink, and then he's running away, and then who cares? He goes out the window, and the character that he drank the soda from or whatever has that character on it is right outside. Okay, and then it doesn't just help that he drinks soda and the little character laughs. Nah, yo, I just remember that because I was like only 8, and this stupid character. I remember the little boy went to get the that freaking horrified me. The kid went to go get the batteries to go put the batteries in the doll, and the doll was moving. Of course, I know now as an adult that the freaking that the freaking character had an evil spirit in it. But back then, when I was a child, like, what the hell is that? Like, why is the doll freaking moving? Like, excuse me. No, I don't understand why anyone. Yeah, I'm not upcharging my freak. I'm not getting any more freak. They keep upping the fee, so I'm not about to be getting a one with no ads because that's probably way expensive. I know it is expensive, so I'm not doing that. I already pay enough for the one with the ads, and they're already upping it after this month, at the end of this month. So no. Which I'm sure that means all the other ones are probably gonna get up too, because that's normally how it goes. You mean why is it don't move? Because I told you, it's not really. Stop laughing, Mildred. I really don't like horror movies. Like, for real, ain't it, dude? I'm not even kidding. That pisses me off. I freaking hate. I need to skip ad part. Like, what the they need to skip. No, because there should be like a select. You want this? I think they should have on Hulu, even if it's ads. I should be able to select what the hell option I want for an ad. And if I don't want to order a dang ad, I should be able to freaking preference it. That's some bull. I'm the one paying for your stinking site. Oh, hello. That's what I'm saying. I'm paying for the site, so that's some bullshit. I need you to this one. These have these creepy commercials, like the one with the. I'm never watching that either. This one called The Black Phone 2. Hell no with that. Yeah, I'm not looking at that message because it might be something inappropriate and not dealing with it. Back to the saying. Ads I don't mind. Scary ads I mind. Like, because of course Halloween is coming. That's probably why all these stupid scary ads are on here, and I really don't. Can they too? Oh, thank you, Nick, because I wasn't dealing with disrespectful evil. Because there are some, I don't mind as long as it's. I mean, I don't. I'm saying I don't mind it. I'm saying I'm glad that you blocked it. I don't want to deal with this because I've seen so many like female streamers have been getting disrespect, so I ain't about to deal with that. And you know I often get disrespect on here, so we'll see. Also, since the three people that actually two people I know from Twitter on here, and Nick I know you from YouTube, but for the people that are watching, when I get to 1680 on here, I'll be putting up the options for what topics we can do for when we get to 1700, which to me is freaking crazy. That's not that far from now, because I remember when I first started. So I guess we'll have to see when it happens. So I don't know. Yeah. Thinking. Oh, and hi, Stingray. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like not respond to you. My bad. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'm looking forward to it, but then like this, I feel like because fall is like been so bloody dreary. I don't know. I feel like kind of iffy about it. I know like all those celebratory streams that I have. And also for anyone that is new to the channel, my celebratory streams are subscriber only. So if you're not a subscriber, you can watch it, but you won't be able to put anything in the chat. Um, that's how those work. I'm thinking. What the hell was I thinking about? Oh yes. I my ideas are. I think the ideas I have for my celebratory streams are unique, but I don't always feel like. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're not as. What's the word I want to say? I feel like they're not always as cohesive as I like, but let's be honest, I'm a perfectionist. Probably another reason why I think that. But yeah, I just the thing I love about one thing I do like about the celebratory live streams, they're very more intimate. Like they're smaller, but I feel like they're very impactful. At least in my opinion, I feel like definitely feel like the community comes a lot more together on those streams. Oh, hello. I know not everyone agrees, but I really can't really speak for them. I speak for myself. I think every single one that we, particularly the ones with the ones that have, I'm thinking, the ones that have collaboratory like things like when we're working together. I feel like those are really good. Like the ones where we've done creative stories, poems, and I don't know what we'll do next because I haven't decided that. Um, I thought those worked really well. I wasn't sure how that would have. I wasn't sure how that would go. But it went better than I thought. So, um, and the thing is, it wasn't because I was judging. I just don't know. Sometimes people don't work well together. So, um, yeah, um, yeah, and I know because of my past, like not everyone works well together. Like being a business major who had to work with a lot of teams, like groups and stuff. Like so, I know not all personalities get go together well, and some are more. Some people are more laid back. Some people are more serious. I'm a more serious person. I've always been that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with being laid back, but I know sometimes those two personalities or different traits may not fit well together. Like because someone would be stressing and the others wouldn't be stressing on like the one thing I do like about this channel is that it's inclusive, so it's not just people in the disability community, but it's people outside the disability community. And I try my best to make sure that, and I know my mods do, try my best to make it as safe as possible because I know some people don't get a space where it is safe because some people don't get it in real life, some people don't get it online or don't get either. So, um, that is one of the reasons I did create this channel. Like one of the reasons I wanted, even though I was terrified when I started it, I didn't want to do it. My dad encouraged me. God did. He's the reason I started this channel. I wasn't going to in the first place because I'm very shy, introverted. Didn't think my voice mattered. I do know now it does. It didn't for a long time. Uh, because I have very low self esteem. Had through most of my life. So for me, it's like I wanted people to and I wanted people to have a safe space. I wanted people to be able to feel like they can express themselves in an appropriate way, not disrespectful. People not assuming people knowing every experience they had, like that sort of thing. Um, like my experiences are not the same as like Mildred's and Nick's and anyone in this community. They're not the same. But we've learned to like listen to people's experiences and not judge them. Like that's one thing I don't want on the channel. And people that have done that have been gotten kicked off because I think to me you can't tell how do I say it? Basically, you can't say that someone else's lived experience is wrong. You haven't been through their experience. Like someone can't tell me my lived experience is wrong. They haven't been to my experience. Like I think that's I've had people come on the channel saying, "Oh, try to argue with me about my opinion towards something." The same way they're allowed to have their opinion, I would not combat it. Is the same way I'm allowed to have mine when I've gone through my own lived experiences. Like for example, if someone was trying to tell me because of the way their child is or something in their family, I have to be the same way, and I think that's not helpful at all. It's very damaging. Um, you said it's very important for us as people to find our voice and oh, thank you, Stingray. Um, I try encourage. I wasn't always encouraged, but honestly, if it wasn't for my dad when he first started doing the channel, and some other people when I first started doing the channel, um, I probably wouldn't be still doing this channel because they are the reasons I kept doing it. And then it was more. Then other comments came through and other things then it kept happening. So I'm like, okay, this must be helping other people. So I'm gonna keep trying. Like, um, even because I get discouraged a lot. I know it's from past experiences and um things like that. Like because people are probably like, oh, you shouldn't do this because you have things that shouldn't be talked about. But I think honestly, I feel like the disability community is always often removed and like they're not even discussed in schools really unless you encounter someone that has one more and I'm not trying to say it's not that it all my disabilities are, well, most of my disabilities are invisible, so you can't see them to the naked eye. The only one you can see sometimes is I have this thing called tight-heeled cord, which I was born with. All my disabilities I was born with, but that one you can see when I'm in pain because I start limping. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I remember I had in high school, I had gotten teased by someone because of the limping. Because sometimes got worse than other times, so it would be more pronounced. It did affect my balance and everything. Not that I'm ashamed of it. Yeah, so. And also the dyslexia you can see sometimes on physically when it comes to like putting the shoes on the wrong feet, which that's happened. I've had been mocked for that. I should say laughed at. So I mean those are things from my past. I can't change them, and I wouldn't change them if I wanted to. You said it's cool when people get together in a community and share ideas and experiences, so everyone doesn't have to start from scratch. You said different experiences and perspectives are interesting. Honestly, I think hearing about, for me personally, that's how I realized I had a community that I fit in online, because I never actually had one in person, because when I was a kid, I didn't really know many people like me. Um, and honestly, a lot of people have made, a lot of people, I should say, some people have made uh, comments on, oh, you don't have a disability, all these stupid different comments, and I say stupid because they're ignorant. And the thing is, when you tell someone you have a disability and they continuously knock it, then it tells me it's more than ignorance. It's just you don't want to listen and you don't want to accept it, which to me it means get away from me, because why would I want to deal with someone that can't accept me for being me? But like you say it once, that's different because they learn. Some people literally don't understand it. But if you continuously say it, then like to me, you're just being ignorant. You're being way more than ignorant. You're just being. I don't even know what that be. Would that be considered in denial? I don't know. I've had in the past where people pretended. I just think that was really shitty though. Someone pretended to have a disability, and then then they were like, ha ha ha, I don't actually have it. I was just saying that to get like sympathy for you. Like, what the see, I was so pissed when I found that out. I was like really angry because I'm thinking, like, so you made up something that you pretended to have something I actually have, and you think this is a joke, is a funny and a joke. It's not a joke because I'm not the only one that goes through this. Like, I don't understand. Like, I think that to me that tells me what kind of person someone is. If I met someone like that in person, I'd probably punch them in their face, and it wouldn't be my fault because like, how dare you? Like I go through struggles all the time. It's not like, oh, like it's not no performance. Like that's the one thing I find very disrespectful. Um, Actually, very disrespectful. Um, he said people like that upset you a lot. I just think it's disgusting behavior. Like because people do struggle like it causes. I have daily struggles with like having my disabilities all the time. It's not that I would never want to not have them. It's not that. It's just sometimes I wish I could have a break from the struggles I have to go through. It's all, but would I wish them away? No, because then I wouldn't have certain parts of me that I have. Because I feel like some of the disabilities have like their benefits to them. Like they cause you to be more compassionate. Other things, I know there's frustration attached to them, of course, but I feel like it gives you a lot of strengths. Like you can be kind and empathetic and other different things. Like that I'm not saying people that don't have any disabilities can't have they can't have good traits, but some of them do criticize things they don't know, or they assume things they don't know, or like I remember I feel like one of my coworkers when I was, even though she didn't say nothing this, I feel like because she can't, so sometimes she couldn't physically see my disability, she sometimes probably forgot I had them and started treating me differently. And I'm not talking about all my coworkers, so no, most of my coworkers did not do that, but I think she started treating me differently because I didn't respond to the behavior of this one child that was being wicked. I'm sorry. She was being. I know it's not her fault. She was being wicked because I think she had a mental health illness or something on top of her disabilities. So I won't say it's her fault, but because I wasn't behaving in a way that, because I was really stressed because of it, because on top of my disabilities, I had anxiety, so it makes me not behave in a standard way, which she already knew I had disabilities as if she didn't know. She knew from the beginning because I told her from the beginning. I told everybody because I make sure they're aware because I won't behave in a certain because when I'm in a heightened state, my brain, or the thoughts that normally people have, my brain like kind of scatters them, and I can't react the same because my brain's like, this is too much happening right now. I can't deal with this. So what you'll probably see is an emotional. It'll be like a mental shutdown, even though I'm not trying to do that, but it's what happens because it's like an overwhelming moment. Um, Probably I don't know if that would be considered. Yeah, I guess that would be a shutdown. Yeah, because it's a mental shutdown. Um, but that doesn't make me less or anybody less than just because we don't behave in the same way that neurotypicals are meant to behave. Like I'm not because I'm not a neurotypical. Let's be real. I'm a neurodivergent. I always will be one, regardless if anybody wants me or not to be one. Let me check to make sure this chat's not broken because I really hate when it's broken. I'm talking and I can't see messages and I feel bad. Let's see, Mariah. Okay, it's not broken because you just messaged in here. I figured it out. It's not broken. Okay. Yeah, I think it was a shut down. I think that's what it was. I also became really burnt out from the job because I feel like my emotions were always heightened, so I could never calm down. So, because for me, when my emotions are heightened, my cortisol level goes up, and I think it zaps all my energy. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. So I'm like, okay, well, I really do miss that job, but I wouldn't go back because I'm terrified it'll be worse because they would put the worst cases in that room, and I'm not doing that again. That's why we were stuck with that little girl because everyone in the whole. To me, that tells me everything. If everyone in the whole school knows a child is not supposed to be in that room, tells me that you shouldn't have been in the school in the first place. And I say everybody, most people that were in the special ed, people that were regular, like regular ed, they're like, well, everyone, even her mom knew she shouldn't have been in that school. So I don't know why she was placed in that school. I'm sorry. I knew she was gonna be. And it's nothing about the child because the child, it's not her fault. She has a mental illness. It's not. But I think she shouldn't have been put in standardized school when because the environment wasn't catered towards that. I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, because I think every child can be helped, but that particularly what she had is like if she was autistic, I think it'd be fine. Like, or if she was just one thing or a multitude of like disabilities, I guess it'd be fine. But because the mental health disorder was like disrupting the whole atmosphere, all the class, all the kids, there's not because now if it was just one child in a room, that'd be different because she's not by herself. I think she was in a self-contained room. That one little girl, and it's not a self-contained room. Like she cannot just do whatever she wants. There's multiple grades in that room, like. And I always felt bad for the other kids because there was time we had to remove the kids, and I'm thinking, this is not beneficial. Like I can't even imagine. And I remember this is how I was. This is why I didn't like. This is why I didn't like at the end. Well, at least when I was leaving or before I left that job, is that the teacher that was in the room, she was like, "Miss Burley, you need to lie." And I'm thinking, God, I don't want to do this. I'm only listening to her because I'm supposed to respect the authority, but I didn't want to do it because I was thinking I have to lie and say that your child's stuff got ruined because couldn't even say like this because I couldn't even say like, oh, the child that was having like the child was she like because the little girl would have tantrums, and then it wasn't even just a tantrum, she would be violent and throw things and pull her darn like diaper off and poop on the ground and throw it at people, and like what the my mom and my dad were like really upset because she didn't throw poop at me, thank God. Not that that's okay to do it. She would puke and pee and force herself to do it and like remove her. We would have to. This is like a constant battle. We have to make her pull her pants up and then tie a belt around and all this stuff, which we shouldn't have to do because the child shouldn't have been in the environment. And and think about it, this is not even just that she's by herself. There's other kids like this little boy. The little boy I had him for a while. We had him for last year, and then this little girl came, and the little girl was doing these bad behaviors. So we started seeing the bad behaviors and thinking, okay, if I do these that's literally what he would do. He would do certain bad behaviors, not exactly as bad as her behaviors, but he would run out the room, slam the door, go in the other room, and then think it's funny because he sees bad behavior gets me the attention I want, so I can replicate what she's doing. And like that's not what you want to do. Like, and I remember the teacher was like, you need to lie to these parents and tell them like because she had taken all the products that they use for their bodies, like because some of them wear pull-ups and other things. She dumped all the thing on her feces and pee and everything on the ground, and we had to call the parents and tell them they had to replace it, and I had to lie, and I was like, "This is not what I want to do, God. You already know I don't want to do this because I don't like lying because it's like an added pressure." I remember when one parent, and this was the last day I worked there. Because we were on a school field trip. So one of the moms came and approached me. She was like, "Where's my child?" I'm not saying her child's name on here because he's a minor. Um, and so I was like, "He's on the bus," and then I guess she had came and taken her child off the bus because she's like, "Why is he not in here with you?" And I'm not. I'm sorry. I already lied once. I ain't doing it anymore. They're probably thinking, how come she told? How'd she know? And I would have told her if she had asked me, the teacher, I would have said I told her. That's how she knew. I didn't feel bad because you made me lie before, and this is like a little bit before I left, and I'm glad I left only because I was being emotionally abused by a teacher because she started treating me different because of that little girl, which is not my fault. I can control the child's behavior. I can't make her not act like that. Um, I did not like her. Like my one other, I like the other coworkers I had, I liked them. The teacher I started not to like because of the way she was treating me, because she didn't treat anyone else like that. And I do wonder if she did it because of disabilities. Plus, I'm younger than her, not much younger than her, not like a significant age, about maybe 8 years. But I wouldn't say it was a lot. But I just was like, okay, I was like, I think also she might have been felt slighted because of the not knowing I was leaving, which I did email everybody when I said I was leaving. I told my boss, I emailed my boss, so they were aware it was 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, I didn't have to do that crap. I didn't have to do any damn thing. Everybody in the whole freaking school were like, people were like, Miss Burley, I'm surprised you didn't leave before this. Like, because my parents had told me, they said, Mariah, you should leave. Like, after they kept seeing the bruises on my body, they were like, Mariah, you should leave this environment. It's not safe because she had left scars on my body. There was black marks on my skin, and it's not. Let's be honest, it's not easy for your skin to turn black. Particularly, I'm not trying to be rude. Black skin doesn't typically turn black, and I mean like black, like my race, like. But it was I had black marks on my legs and on my here, but it luckily I think it healed. They were really bad. And sometimes I would try to show my dad. He would get so mad. He's like, Mariah, I don't want to see that because sometimes I think I forgot that that's because he wants to protect me as I'm his child. I forget that in that regard. I would tell my mom. They would say, why did you quit the job? Like, and the only reason I would say is because I want to help these kids because I think of myself being in those shoes at one point. I may not have been violent like some of these kids, but for me, I felt like I was letting them down when I left. Like, but at the same time, it's better. I do feel like I'm in a lot better mental state because I was not in a good mental state at being at a job. I was always constantly thinking about that child every single minute of the day. Even when I was at home, my mom was like, "This is not healthy." You think about her when you're not working. When you're working, this is this like constant like thought in your head, like, cause I would always think, oh my gosh, am I gonna get attacked today? Like, is this going to be a good day or a bad day? Like, what is about to happen? And the thing is, when she was good, like when she was on her, I don't know if she had, I don't think she had medication, but when she was like, it's like I told you, it's like two different little kids. When I watched her, when she's in that bad state, you could just see it. It's like it's like evident on her, like whole body shows it, and then like her face and like her body like tenses up kind of thing is what I'm saying. And then for when she's in a good state, her face like all happy and smiley, like it's like almost two different. To me, it reminds me of Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If you know what I mean, Doctor Hyde. My point is, you don't. Oh, I should say, you know what I mean. The two characters like polar opposites. One that's more like kind of like they consider him crazy, but I wouldn't say the little girl's crazy. I just think she didn't get the right help, and that's the only thing I wanted for her. Always that's the one thing I always wanted, the right help for her, and I think they might have gotten it, which I'm glad to know. But yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, at first I was like, I could stay till the end of the year, and I was like, heck, Mariah, that's a long time. That's not gonna work for Mariah. 'Cause I was telling myself, if I stayed there longer, I probably would have put myself in a mental hospital because that's how much I already lost my mind. And so, yeah, everybody was like, yeah, I know she went to like a specialized place um, for kids that have mental health issues plus disabilities. So I think I'm not certain. I don't know how she's doing there, but I know that that's where she went to, like a specialized place for that. I know her mom was like a special ed teacher, which is very interesting to me. No, not because I just say it's interesting because at least I would have thought this is what I would do if I was my child. I wouldn't have had any more kids until I could get her behavior to a point where it's safe, not like dangerous, because her behavior was dangerous. Um, and the reason, oh yeah, I forgot to say the reason why the marks that she did was black is because she had metal when she bit me, so it caused and she bit hard too. I've been bit before, but not, oh my gosh, not that bad. Because I remember when she bit me, it actually burned, and I never had that happen before. Like I've never like being burned by like something like popping you is completely different than being your skin burning because someone bit you with metal that shouldn't be being bit. Like you know what I'm saying? And I've never been bit by with anything with. I've never been bit with anyone that has metal in their mouth. I never don't ever plan on never having that happen again. Cause it's the most painful thing I've ever experienced. Cause I've been bit before on my leg, but it didn't. I hurt because of where the bite was for the little boy, but it hurt way worse with her because she had metal, and she's lucky she didn't. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if she damaged something in my leg because I'd be feeling pain just through my leg. Sometimes it's weird. I don't know, and I can't. I don't really. I don't know. Uh. Yeah. But I do hope for the best for every kid I work with. I didn't expect to have an impact on kids. I hoped it, but I didn't know. I realized before I left, the impact I had on the kids I worked with, even kids that are passing that I worked with. Yeah, so yeah, that must have been hurt. Like I've been bit. Yeah, I've been slapped. I've been like a lot of things. I've been bit by like luckily one time with I've had multiple kids bite me. She's not the first one. She just was the most painful. Yeah. But I did understand. Of course, I know most biting that's happened was through frustration. I got it. I didn't understand that. Not that I wanted to be bitten. And I know people would say, like, if I've heard people say this to me, even though I don't think it's a good idea, and I would never condone it. People are like, if the child bites you or somebody bites you, you can slap them. I don't think that's a good idea at all. I would never do that. I've never done it because I understood, even though I did not like the bite, whatever. I understood that the bite was coming from something that was not being translated to me or I was not understanding. So I no, I mean I can understand that, but biting with anger, the thing is you can tell the difference between a anger bite and the ones I've gotten are anger bites. And I've never had a playful bite, so I don't know what that even mean like. Not to be I'm just saying I've never been bit in that way, so I don't know. I just know I've been bitten in a with pain, like causes, and it's weird because it's like all kids know where to bite where it will freaking hurt. Okay, they either bite you in the freaking leg or they bite you in the arm where it hurts real bad. And I'm like, and it's almost like they know like what part of the arm or wherever to bite you so it will hurt you. And I'm like, what the heck? No, I'm pretty sure there's a difference. I just don't know the difference. But I just think the thing is, I know my mom and my sister always have said this. They say, not every person could take a job like the one I did. It's true. Not everyone has a temperament for it. Like, I went into doing it because I knew I had somebody like me when I was a kid, so I do understand. So, for me, I wanted to do that for kids I mean, I'm an adult now, of course, but I want to be that for those kind of kids because I had that when I was a kid. And I also had a supportive like parents, and not everyone has those. I know there's some, but some don't have it, and I feel bad. So like, I just think it's so cute when the kid like is like Cause I remember it's really interesting to be in a situation where you're like, you're what someone was to you, and it's not a vice versa now. It's like you're that for somebody else. And so for me, I think it's really cool to had been in a supportive role and I think being helpful for a child. Like I remember there were times where one of the girls, I don't know, I think about it, but then I'm like, I don't know at the same time because of the mental it did drain me a lot. Being working that kind of job is draining. I don't think people understand. It's because I have my own emotion on top of theirs, so it's like heightened. So like whatever emotional turmoil they're going through, I can feel it and I'm getting it on me. And like there's a lot of different things. Like I have it's not just supporting them with the working, it's like um the one thing I wish that they would do for like neurodivergents or any person with disabilities, I wish they would remind them not to like. I'm not saying they can't depend on anybody, but I that's the one thing I think that's the one thing I tried to instill in this one. Well, it's one little girl I was trying to tell her when I was leaving. I was trying to tell her because I was gonna leave. Like so, I was trying to say, don't depend on. I don't want you to think that Miss Burley's gonna always be here because I didn't want her to think. Because she had been attached. She had known me since her kindergarten year, so she had known me for a while. She would always, she when she would see me, even though when I wasn't in her classroom, she'd be like Burley because that's my last name, and and of course I knew she was talking to me. But the point is, I didn't want to coddle. I try not to coddle these kids. I think personally because wasn't coddled, and I think that's a good approach. Some I've seen where coddling, like some parents that coddle other people, like yeah, I don't think it's going to be beneficial for them in society. Personally, for myself, I'm glad my parents didn't coddle me. They'd never done that, and I think honestly, I think it's more beneficial for myself. I know not everybody has a support system that's like that or not like that. I know I didn't. I mean, I have an awesome support system, but my parents taught me, which I appreciate them. They taught me like Mariah, it's okay to like not understand things. If you need some help, ask questions. Like for me, I didn't always understand that. I loved that. Like my parents, I feel like my parents are my biggest supporters, even though I don't always feel that way. But I know they are. They are very awesome. Don't often feel like I deserve them. Um, yeah, it is like I often get I don't always know how to regulate my emotions, so it's not, which is why it's harder to be in an environment. Sometimes it's hard to be in an environment that the kids are similar to me because my, even though they are younger than me and they are having their emotional deregulation or not having to be able to can't regulate their emotions the same way. I have the same thing as an adult, so it's like I'm probably supposed to have that under handle, but I can't because my brain's the same way as theirs, so it doesn't do what most people. And I think it's very unique when you have someone. I only know there's only a few teacher staff members I knew that were similar to me. Like they were neurodivergent just like me. And it was really odd because it was the teachers and the staff were the most neurotypical, so a lot of stuff was done for a neurotypical side, which they didn't count into the neurodivergent side. So sometimes I needed things. Me and some of the staff members were like, "This is not cohesive for people that, or it's not clear enough for people that have neurodivergency. Um, it's not expanded upon because sometimes some of the stuff is not clear. Like we don't all same way children are. Not all children are the same. So like giving one direction for one thing may work for one person, but it may not work for the other. And I think that's the one thing I think this at schools is not done. You're not giving a fullness to the method of way you can do it. You're just giving, I should say, it's one sided, not like multiple sided. Like there are different methods of ways of learning, and I think sometimes, particularly in school systems, they don't have methods. We always have to like I've had to do it, and I know in school I think it was done for me, where stuff was modified and like they would print out the stuff, they would modify, or they would say these kids only do these many problems. Like I've had to do that. They would tell me, Miss Burley, you let them do this one, this one, this one, and and or I've had to modify work because some people wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, I would get irritated when because I'm thinking about when I was a child, like, what the hell? Why the hell aren't you modifying this? Because it tells me you don't care about the child. Like, isn't the child supposed to be like the person you're supposed to be helping, not the left out person here? Because like, sometimes I don't think like adults think about like this child is gonna take the experience you've given them and take it into their adulthood and realize, oh, maybe no one's gonna be here for me when I need something like changed for me, and that makes me sad because as an adult, being had been a child who's been through some experiences that didn't always weren't always beneficial for myself. Um, I can't imagine what it must feel like being the child who needs something done for them. And like I've had people, I shouldn't have to go and modify your work when you know you have these. There's only a few people. It's not even a lot of people in the class. Like you know in advance who your roster is. Like even if you don't do it like immediately, what you could do is if you're taking homework, you could just say, "Oh, we're not doing this question. They're not doing this question. This question." Or you tell me. Like I don't mind them telling me because I appreciate that you should tell me. Oh, they don't have to do this question or back. Like they're telling me. Like, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes if the direction is not explained well enough for me, then how the heck can I help the child? Because I've had in cases where I've had to, even though I had different people under my care, like there were classes where multiple children under my care. If you're not telling me what I'm supposed to help them with, then how am I supposed to help them? Other times it wouldn't always be the teacher. Sometimes the student wouldn't want to work, and the way we got some of them to do work, got them to do work, which is actually really beneficial, is having them to have breaks of what do they like and be working towards this. Like when I was a kid, I don't remember us working on being like a neurodivergent. I don't remember working towards things. Maybe because things were differently back then. But I also didn't have too many behavior issues. But I know some kids have more behavior issues because of the a lack of like whatever's happening in their brain. It's causing a lot of things. This one little girl, she liked to draw, very much like me in that regard, because I love to draw too. So I do understand that. Because so her little reward she would be working to. If you do these amount of problems, you get to do this. Or she would like to spin her little chair. It's kind of precious to me when I would watch her too. Like, okay, I want to do this, Miss Burley. Okay, when you finish this set of problems. You said you don't. Yeah, I do think neurotypicals fall short. Honestly, I don't know if it's honestly. I feel like they need to. The only thing that neurotypicals need to do for people that are neurodivergent in the disability community is listen. A lot of the time, they don't listen, and that's one thing I noticed even when I was working. They didn't listen to us. Like when my one coworker was trying to explain to the person who was doing the presentation about how this is not fair to neurodivergent, they were not listening. So like that is like the thing I don't understand. Like why aren't you listening? Like my that's the one thing I love about my parents. Like they actually listen to me. Like when I tell them like sometimes they don't understand why I behave a certain way because they're not in my brain. They can't possibly understand that. It's not their fault. But it's the same way not in their brain because I don't understand sometimes why they do things they do. I can't understand. I'm not in their brains either, so I can't possibly understand. But I just wish people would listen when people like what we have to say is as important as what you have to say. Like you're not more important than us, and then I do sometimes think that some. I'm not saying all neurotypicals because not all neurotypicals believe that, but I believe some think that they're more important than others, and that's not true. I think some of them think they're more important than neurodivergence or people in the disability community because they view the disability community as less, which is not true. We're humans just like everyone else is. We may look different or act different doesn't mean we're any less than what we were made to be. Um, I think they view us as defective because we don't act the way that they expect us to act in society, which is not. I don't think that is accurate or correct. Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you said. Like, honestly, me being neurodivergent, sometimes I know for myself, it's sometimes hard for me to focus on people. It's not that I shouldn't say hard for me to focus. I don't always like when I get start getting irritated. If someone keeps talking when I need to say something, I get really damn pissed, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to you anymore. I need to say my thought. Like you don't understand. Like it's in my brain, and Mariah needs to say it, or it's gonna go out of her head, and then you're gonna be like, why did you? Why did you? Because I know my mom. I do it to my mom. Other people in my house do. Sorry, in our house, in the house I live in, all the time. Like, because sometimes my brain is at least part of the ADHD part of my brain. Uh, I have a thought in my brain. I need to say it, and the more you talk, my brain is gonna like eventually forget the thought, and I need to say it now. Like, I just wish sometimes. I do wish sometimes people will give me space to talk, and I know it's not their fault because my mom was talking about something, but I need to say what I just say it. I don't. Sometimes I wish they could see what's happening in my brain. I could see what's happening in theirs. And just because I want to see like where's my pause, like if I could see inside their brain, I could see where the pause is coming, so I can speak. Or I can say, or maybe you could tell their brain, that pause a second, so I can say what I need to say. So like you said, you've learned to stop speaking. Oh wow, that's a really cool thing. I wish. I sometimes wonder if. Well, I'm not a very readable person when I think about it. I was thinking to myself, I just thought about that. Maybe if I had like a readable face, I wish my face was readable. Because I feel like if it wasn't readable, then the person would know I need to say something. You said you forgot what you're gonna. Hmm. You think it's possible? Honestly, you sure you don't have? You could. It's possible to have ADHD can run in families. Like you could have it. You could have some of what I guess you could have some of the traits from ADHD. Um. See, I do always wonder. I do wonder, like, if someone didn't know me, like, like, like if you knew nothing about me, I do always wonder, like, what people would think. Like, of course, I'm a human being. That's not the point. Like, would they suspected the disabilities I say, or would they just say, "Oh, Mariah, you're just normal"? Yeah, I don't do the normal part. So yeah, because I think normal is relative. Because I don't think anyone's actually normal, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. And I say normal because the word to me, the word normal means yeah, you have to fit in a category. I don't think anyone fits in one particular category, but that's just a thought Mariah had. I don't really know. Yeah. You. Oh, see, I thought you were gonna. That's something I thought you'd say that you'd have. Huh. I wonder how many. I wonder how many traits you would have to have in order to be considered to have ADHD or to be an ADHDer. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. Um, I don't know. I would suspect like I don't know. I feel like if I didn't know myself, I don't know what I'd suspect I'd have if I didn't know myself. But I can't really see. That's not fair because I'm biased because I'm myself, so it wouldn't work out for me. You said your mom. Well, I'm glad that no, but that's all. Well, I'm glad your mom was proactive. That's good because some parents are not. Um, thinking. I do wish that I wish back when I was a kid, they had given my mom a freaking definitive diagnosis, not a stupid. But then I'm thinking maybe the reason I couldn't tell what it was back then is because stupid. I think it's stupid that a dual diagnosis wasn't there was no ability to. I wish I had gotten a definitive answer when I was 5 years old. That's what I wish. Get some bull ass. Like my whole life, from a little kid. Well, not. I couldn't say maybe not a little kid. I always knew there was something different. I never knew what it was until like more when I got to my in my 20s, and which was crazy because that's like 6 years ago. Well, if I'm being honest, that technically my end of my 20s was 4 years ago. But my point is like when I first suspected the being autistic, I knew dyslexia. I knew that from a long time because of the shoe thing and the directions. I knew that. The ADHD, I never would have guessed. And the autism, I suspected that because of the experiences similar experiences to. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being scary. I'm scared of being tested. I wanted to be tested. I wanted a definitive answer, but it's harder to get. And just want to say this. Now I know it can be scary for me. I didn't get a definitive answer because I had gotten an intake, but I didn't get a definitive answer because I didn't take the test. I've taken tests throughout my life. Even if I didn't wasn't autistic or have ADHD, I still would be a neurodivergent because of dyslexia. Um, but as I realize go through my childhood and go through certain behaviors and certain things I notice with myself and all people notice about me, I can sense it's what I have. I don't have definitive diagnosis, and there's nothing. You don't have to have a definitive diagnosis to be something, because there are a lot of people that are something, but they don't have paperwork to say. People say self-diagnosis is not valid, but that's a lie. You can self-diagnose, and you don't have to get a definitive answer if you don't want to. For me, I was gonna get one, but the person who was gonna give me the test was making it more stressful for me, so I was like, "Fuck that! I'm not doing it," because she was trying to put all the responsibility on my parents. When I'm paying you, why the hell am I putting responsibility on my parents? No, I'm not doing that. So I was trying to get an assessment for being autistic, because I wanted to know definite answer. Like based on the intake she was saying, or based on the intake the stuff I told her through the intake process and stuff I showed her, she was like, she said, well, my therapist has suspected I had Asperger's, even though I know that's not the term now. It's under autism. But and she did that based on the DSM-5. And she was saying have I ever had an autism diagnosis, and she was asking because at first we had thought at first both me and her thought I had borderline personality disorder, but they can overlap autism and borderline personality disorder, which I really hate. I don't like things that overlap, as well as autism and ADHD. They can overlap. So some of the traits that I have are from being autistic, and some are from ADHD. And the funny thing is, the things I'm weak in one is the strengths in the other. So it's really kind of interesting to me. Which is this is why I didn't think I had ADHD at all, because I have really good focus, and I've heard that people that have ADHD don't forget things all the time and all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I don't know what you're talking about. I must not have that. My coworker is one of the first people said Mariah or Miss Burley. She Sometimes I would forget my name was Mariah because everyone that would work would call me Miss Burley. So I'm like, when she said my actual name, I was like, she must. First of all, I started looking. I swear I did start looking around, because I was like, no one at my work calls me by my first name. So I'm like, huh? It was a second because I literally forgot my first name because I'd not heard it at my job. In my house, I hear it all the time. That's my parents calling me. My sisters calling me that. But I even did a poem about for anyone that is self-diagnosed. I did a poem about it based on my own stuff. I've done multiple poems based on my own personal experiences. And also, Stingray, I've done 3 different videos. One is about me being autistic. You may be able to relate to some of the experiences, you may not. There might be some you don't, it's okay. There's one about me being dyslexic and having ADHD. All 3 are different videos. If you want to check them out, you can. You don't have to, no guarantee. But I know some people said that helped them. Some of them they can relate to. So of course, yeah, it's been up there. It's a poem I've been uploaded. Yeah, it's called Self-Diagnosis. Some my poems that I write, based on all of my poems that I've written based on personal experiences, are very deep. It's actually kind of interesting because when I wrote them, I didn't plan on them being deep, but I think that one is deep, and so is some of my other ones. Disability related ones are very deep. I didn't expect them to be. It's kind of insane when you think about it. Yeah. So you don't. That's not surprising. Also, you know what I didn't know? I learned later. So actually, some of the stuff that I dealt with in my life, like the depression, anxiety, and um, self-esteem issues, all can be related to my disabilities. Like, I think anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem are both related to having being autistic and being having ADHD. So it wouldn't be surprising that I have way more of those things. Those three things that I just named, the anxiety, depression, and the low self-esteem. I have both. I do have both. I'm both autistic and an ADHD, but I'm also dyslexic. But the dyslexic doesn't have anything to do with. I don't think. I don't remember if dyslexia. I don't know. I don't think that had symptoms of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. But it makes sense, honestly, now I think about it. But it may be why I have double the amount or more, because I always wondered what I did wonder what the low self-esteem came from. I knew I had trauma from my past, with emotional trauma there, so it could have stemmed from that, as what I suspected. But reading doing the sort doing those particular honest but serious questions, those are made me think about those two disabilities and not the dyslexia, because the two ones I was thinking about was the ADHD and the autism. They can cause things, but it makes sense why it would cause those, because you're um yeah, it makes sense for me why I have such deep, those kind of problems. Plus, I have emotional wounds that doesn't help it. On top of it, I do wonder if it was always hiding under the surface. The anxiety, the depression was all had been there since I was a teenager. It just might have gotten worse. The low self esteem was there too since I was a child. So I just didn't realize. But I think the emotional wounds that came on top of that must have made them worse over time. And also the undiagnosed stuff would make it worse because you're not getting the help you need. So it would make sense. Yeah, I've had depression from or off and on for 19 years. Be 20 next year, which is freaking crazy. I'm just glad I'm in a better mental. Who would have ever guessed like leaving my job would cause me to be in a lot better mental place, and like not being in a place where it was really dark. Like I wouldn't have guessed that. Do I miss the job? Of course I miss it. But do I miss the mental health issues? No, I don't miss the mental health issues I was dealing with. No, I don't. I miss the income, yeah. I miss those kids and some of my coworkers. I miss them. But I don't miss the mental health crisis that was causing me to have, like, I never had been. I've been in mental health issues. I've had mental health issues throughout my life, but never that deep before. Like, never that dark where I almost felt like I was going to go to a mental health hospital. So the worst was when about 23 years. Wow, that's a long time to have that. That that is that is really bad though, Nick. That's bad to have it that long. Only because, and I say that because you deserve. I hope for that, for having it that long, you got some help. Like for me, I had to get help because I was the only reason I went to get help is because of my suicide attempts, that the ones that almost take my life. Actually, 4 years now. 4 years ago. It's freaking crazy when I think about that. Um, I'm glad those didn't work, because I wouldn't have met my ex or any of you guys. And I would have made my parents, my family, my sisters, and my parents have to grieve, and that makes me sad when I think about that. So yeah, I'm glad that those attempts didn't work. I know some people are like, I wish they did, but I don't wish they did. I'm happy they didn't work. I should say people that are evil would say they wish it did work. But yeah, I don't. Uh, yeah. Well, I hope. Well, I'm glad you went. Well, that's good that you went for a while. The thing is, Like for me, like I'm glad that I got help. I'm glad I got help on my own and I didn't ask for any. I didn't ask anyone because I'm the one that knows. I do know when I need help. I did know, and I know not everyone. People are like, "Right, you shouldn't have got help or whatever," because some people think that neurodivergents shouldn't get help because of, um, like whoever they. Honestly, I don't trust people easily first, so I don't think people know that about me. I trust certain people. So when I first started my therapy, when I was doing therapy before I had to stop because of the job thing, because it was tied to my job. Yeah, wouldn't be able to avoid well insurance, so that was what happened, and I was sad when I had to stop it. But I'm grateful for the tool. One of the I don't remember. I think I might have coined that phrase in my therapy. I don't think my therapist told me it. I coined that phrase about like don't use a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And I don't know how that came about, but that's one of the things, the one of the things I use whenever I feel that low that I want to harm myself. I use that. I use that. I would consider it a motto. Honestly, I'm glad that like I don't have. If I do, when I do have moments where I feel really sad or depressed, it's not nowhere to the point. It's I can snap myself out like more than I wasn't able in the past, which is good because I know not everyone is able to do that. For me, I like that mantra because for me, I don't actually have to physically be like I know some people use methods like I know I was watching a show and I know she was having problems with not she wanted to cut when she would get stressed, and so she would have what's it called, a rubber band. She'd flick it every time she would feel stressed. So for me, I just use those words to help me remind myself that if I do attempt that, I will never ever I will not be able to undo. That's what it reminds me of. Um, no, I completely understand why people don't get help. I do understand that. Being a person that I remember when I first tried to get help after that major suicide attempt, I was told I had to go to the hospital. Yeah, that wasn't what happened because I didn't. That wasn't happening. Because I knew that that would be beneficial to me. That all that would do is put me in a place that I don't feel comfortable, and I probably would. That would make me more want to attempt more. So that wouldn't have helped. So I already because I know myself enough. Um, I'm glad that the therapist I had took me on and was like, at first I remember she was really concerned about like because she at first wanted to do, I think it might have been three times, I think it was either 2 or 3 times a week. And then eventually we got it down to, it was consistent like 2 times a week. And honestly, being an undiagnosed, having undiagnosed disabilities, um, and also it helped. Yeah, well, having undiagnosed disabilities and talking through some of my trauma, emotional trauma, mental trauma, whatever, I feel like it was been helpful for me because I told my parents this, but I don't think I told them as an adult this. I said I wished I had had therapy when I was young because I think some of the stuff that had happened when I was young, the emotional wounds that were there, I think if I had help then, it wouldn't have gotten to a point where I got really angry and taking out what was happening because of the self hatred and self shame I had for myself. It wouldn't have gotten to the point where I got angry and bitter and all this other stuff, and all this stuff came out. All of the emotions I had would come out in explosive ways that, yeah, I just think that it would have helped me a lot more. You said it's not easy finding someone that, honestly, for me, for myself, personally, for myself, I don't trust people very easily because I've done that in the past and it didn't work out. There are certain people I just trust naturally because I love my dentist, even though I know it sounds stupid. I trusted her, but I also had her since I was a child. So like there was a doctor I had that was a pediatrician. Well, she's a pediatrician, so I only had her as a child. I liked her, and I was so mad when my mom was like, "You can't go to her anymore because they're not children." And I'm thinking, this is some bull. Like For people that are not, like, for me, being a neurodivergent, I like constant. I don't like change. And I freaking hate change, actually. Out of all the things I hate when someone changes something on me and I'm not aware it's coming. Like, I've had that. I used to have that happen at my job. I was like, I would always tell the person, I said, can you at least warn me? One person would do it, the other person wouldn't. It would irritate me, though. The person who wouldn't do it, I told her, but then I forget because she has ADHD. So I kind of, now that I think about it, going back on that, I feel like I can give her a little bit of a pass because that's like I tell her, I said, what, her name, because I'm not gonna say her name on here, because I'm trying to protect her privacy. Miss whatever, I'm gonna say Miss B. Um, when you're gonna change something, please let me know. Like Miss H did it, but Miss B would never do it. And I'm thinking, I don't think, like I would have an actually I have an anxiety attack, and then it would become external because I'm like, this is like, do you understand? You're like giving me this 30 minutes or like 10 minutes in advance. Like that's not enough time. I need more time because like it literally, because I need to work myself up to be able to do it. My brain like is not prepared for this. You said it's not easy to find people you generally trust. It's hard to find a safe space where you can. I try. I try to be. I'm glad it can be a safe space for you. Let's see. You think it helped you when you were young? Honestly, for me, I just like having an outlet that's not. Also, I like having an outlet that's not my family. Not that there's nothing wrong with my family, but I feel like someone that's not in, like, doesn't know every single thing about me, even though they know stuff about me. I feel like someone that's not tied to me, like, well, I guess familiar, like basically part of my family. My point is, I like the, like, I can talk to you, but I feel like I'm not going to be judged, even though sometimes I felt like I was being judged, even though that wasn't their point. Um, I like I remember there were times, yeah, like after the trauma with the emotional trauma and guess kind of, no, it was emotional and mental. The mental and emotional trauma right after the thing that happened with the guy who like video chatted me like inappropriately, and that I literally thought it was my fault. And I talked to my therapist at the time, thinking, "Thank God I have you here because I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do with this. Like I know I didn't cause him to do this, but I felt like it was my fault, even though I didn't, like, I can't physically cause someone to do something. But I felt like because I was talking to this person like a regular human being, they just assumed that they could just do whatever the hell they want. And so, like, I remember she, I at first had said it was my fault, but then I realized in the same sentence, I was like, Mariah, this is not your fault. And she was like, yeah, Mariah, this is not your fault. You did not cause someone to act in a lewd behavior, so that, yeah, that's not okay. Like, hence why I'll never, ever, ever let anyone, I don't know, like, video chat with me. And if they try, they'll be, the video chat will be denied. It's never happening ever again in my life. Because I don't trust it anymore after that. Like, I remember, like, this one person, he ended up getting blocked, which I don't feel bad about. Kept video chatting, pushing the video call when I said I don't want to do that. I ended up blocking him because I said I don't want to. Like, what are you not getting? Mariah said no. You don't. Because I say no doesn't mean you get to say yes. It's not how it works. If I say no, you either respect my no or it's going to be a problem. And that's the one thing I never get. Like, if someone tells you no, regardless if they're a woman or male, they say no. No means no. It doesn't mean yes, no. It doesn't mean yes and because I said yes. Like, it doesn't mean that. It means no. That's what it means. And, like, the one thing that pisses me, I was watching this show. I mean, I was listening to Degrassi from one of the seasons. Like, one of the characters on the show was like, the lawyer of the stupid rapist guy was trying to say that because the girl said he could go upstairs, but she said no to the freaking like having sex, and he kept doing it anyways. She's basically inviting it on herself. Like, what the hell do you mean, you dumb? See, I don't like people like that. I could not be see, that's why I can't be a lawyer because I can't be defending a rapist if I know they raped somebody. That's not. I don't care. I guess I'll be invited because I won't be doing it. There's certain things I will not allow. Like I'm not gonna be defending no child murderer. I'm not defending a murderer. I'm not defending that. Like I won't. I don't care if that's a darn. I guess you'll be having to find another lawyer because I ain't doing it. I don't care. I don't care. Like that's not. I don't. See, hence why I can't do certain professions. I can't be a police officer because if I had to talk to a person who did something wrong, and they tell me they did something I don't like, I'm gonna go try to go over the table and hurt the person for that person. It won't be my fault. Hence why I can't do that. I can't be a cop. I can't be a lawyer. I can't be anything that involves. I already know because I react based on my emotions. That's why I really can't do it. I can't do things that involve me that like I have my emotions are tied. I can't be a doctor because I can't tell someone that their loved one died. That's not gonna work because I be watching shows and I be getting emotional, and some of these shows are based on the things I just said, and I can't be doing it. See, because I will. See, I'd be getting fired at all the jobs I just mentioned probably because I'd be getting emotional. I can't do it no more. I really can't. I don't understand how people can do those jobs and not get emotional about it because I cannot do it. Like, I can't go to a job every day and then make myself, after I get off work, be crying. I can't be a doctor, can't be a lawyer, can't be, no. I can't. Can't be a doctor, cop, or lawyer. I can't do any of those. I hate people that try to put the crap on like, I was watching this show and I didn't like how I didn't like how the police were trying to falsely put a confession on somebody. That shit's not gonna work for me. I can't. I'm not one. I can't do it. My brain's like I was getting irritated when I was watching that, and I was like, what? I know this is real because I watched. I covered a case where that happened. They coerced a person into. That really pissed me off when I did that case where they forced a confession out of somebody, but they told him what to say. Like, that really pissed me off. I'm thinking, I'm sure this happens all the time. It just makes me mad. I don't understand how they're allowed to do that and they don't get no dang criminal charges, but they can just convict someone when they got a false confession. How the hell is that even fair? See, hence why I can't do certain jobs. I can't, because I probably would got fired because I would be like, or blackballed or something, blacklisted because I'd be telling like this person did this crime to somebody else, and yeah, I can't. I can't see myself not certain jobs. I can't see myself lasting it very long. Like, yeah, I can't do too many jobs that evoke anxiety or anger, because I'm not. I think people look at me like, oh, Mariah, you get angry. Yeah, I get real damn pissed. Really, really, really pissed. Particularly, it's more of when someone there's certain groups I don't people messing with, that pisses me off. And it's that and my family. Mess with one of those and you wish you didn't do that. I promise you. My friend he was so lucky he was in different state because I would have beat his ass. I would have kicked his ass all the way across the thing and then went and picked him up and did it again. And I wouldn't care. Because he kept disrespecting my sister, and I don't like people disrespecting my siblings. I don't give a crap who the hell you are. I don't care if you're a friend. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. To me, he's lucky I didn't end the friendship there because he deserved it. I don't do well disrespect to my family. Like, I'm not the one. I know people think I'm the one, but I don't care if his family disrespecting other family. Come near anyone in my family and say something disrespectful, and it won't be my fault. It won't be my fault if something happens to you because I already warned you. Like, even if my best friend, when my best friend pissed my sister up, I don't really care if we're best friends because I don't do well with. Yeah, I started doing this thing with my hands when I stim like this because my anxiety is getting really high, and so even when I'm filming videos, I start doing that now because it helps me calm myself down some. It's not weird. Honestly, I didn't realize I used to bite the inside of my cheek. I don't do it anymore. Because I must have gotten out of that habit. For that. I did used to bite my nails, which is ironic why I have nails now. But back to the saying, I don't do well with people. First off, don't do well with people threatening my family. That's the one the hell no don't do. Disrespecting them, like, don't do that crap. You must have lost your damn mind. Saying anything just making them upset that, like, I remember this one time, I remember after my grandmother passed and one of my family members called my mom and made her mad. I was about to go through the dang door and I wanted to go through the phone and hurt whoever was talking to my mom, made her upset. It just made me want to hurt them. I don't care of their family. I don't give a crap. I don't care. Because I was getting really aggravated. Because it was already a darn situation that was upsetting and then you would do that. Like, I'm just not the one. I feel like it's better for the person to be on my side than against me, because against me and you insult something, okay. Yeah, you're gonna wish you didn't do that. I promise. It's a promise, that's not a threat. I promise. You said you pull out your facial hair. Wait, why do you pull your facial hair out? I'm confused. My hands. Oh my. I have a the hardest one to not do during like COVID times was not be able to touch my face. I couldn't. That was like I was really aggravated. It was like they said you couldn't touch your face at points. I'm thinking, God, I need to touch my face. Like that's my thing. I didn't realize it was STEM. I just like touching it. It's like a thing. But oh man. But yeah, I'm definitely just yeah, justice minded. I am. I don't like when I watch true crime and I see the person get just. I really makes me so pissed. I just get so damn mad. My dad's like that too. He's like me and him are the same in that area when it comes to justice. We both hate when justice is not served. Like we begin when we hear the stupid little light sentences people get, we both get pissed. Like we're the same in that regard. I've never met anyone like that. For me, I stim a lot because my anxiety is heightened and my emotions are so high. It's like my body's like, I need to get it out some way, so we're gonna do this. Yeah, the nail biting for me was it was stimming. I don't know why I used to. I'm not quite certain. I don't know all my stims, but I know that's one of them. Was one of them where I knew I used to like even if I had my nails painted, I would scrape the nail polish off and then I bite the nail. It makes no sense, but I would do it. And back then I don't think I was stressed about anything. So at least I don't remember if I was. Probably wasn't because I was only a child. Like life is more stressful now to me as an adult, but it makes sense. Things are way different. This world's getting worse, and it's more stressful every freaking day. Like my art's only honestly the only thing that keeps me calm enough is classical music, my art, those two things. And if it wasn't for those two things, I don't know if I'd be here. Only because I'm like this is too much. I like need something to like distract my mind. Yeah. Any questions that are like I wonder if anyone has any questions that are like surprising and not rude, of course. I have to say that and I hate that I have to freaking say that. Luckily, I'm not gonna say because I feel like if I say it then it's gonna happen. I feel like if I say the word that particular word it's gonna start happening. You said you're for him his this is STEM though. ADHD you can have STEMs as ADHD. I'm both have ADHD and I'm autistic, so for me it's probably different the way they show up. Hmm. The stems are good. I like my stems. I wish I had embraced them when I was wait, your nephew stems or you're saying your nephew bites his nails. My brain's trying to think. Sorry. I'm thinking. I think too much. Sometimes I wish my brain would just like automatically. I think, but then I'm like, because sometimes I feel like when I'm thinking, I'm overthinking. Often happens. Like, sorry about that. Uh, I sometimes wonder if the traits I have are part of my disabilities or which parts are part of me being Mariah. I feel like sometimes it's a mix. So I feel like my traits are mixed between myself and my disability. So I can always tell which ones are part of me being me. I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it probably is a STEM. I don't know. Because also one thing I will say, not everybody has the same stems. I'm sure like certain stems that are like some people have different stems. I don't know what all the different stems are. I don't think I've never been in. But that's because back when I was a kid, they didn't. At least I don't remember having fidget spinners. So, because I'm trying to figure out how people use the fidget spinners. Because I'm like, that's not in my brain. For me, it doesn't. I feel like I'm not. I don't. It doesn't appeal to me. But then I'm thinking maybe because I didn't grow up with it, maybe that's why. Um, I don't know. Like I like the you know what I really like the yo-yos and the I wonder if my yo-yo was a stem. Slinkies were good too, and then the bouncy ball. I like the bouncy ball. I don't think I have one anymore, but I like those. You like to think that all your traits, regardless of what the result are. Yeah, I do think my traits are part of me, but I do sometimes wonder if one of my disabilities heightens the other traits I have. Is what sometimes I think about. Honestly, I don't know. Like sometimes I wish I could look in my brain and see like what's like where does the ADHD part of me stop? Where does the autistic part of me stop? And where does the dyslexic part of me stop? And when do they start? Like I wish I could see inside my brain like where I wish there was like a colored map thing in there that could tell me where each disability starts and ends. But of course I don't know how that I don't think I'd see that even if I opened my brain up. It's honestly the things that upset people and give people anxiety are much about a person as anything. Never seen anyone who had anxiety about something unrelated. Honestly, I wasn't that good with the yo-yo thing. I just remember trying to do some of the tricks and it didn't work out, but whatever. I just like the where the I like watching on TV where they like show people what the yo-yo tricks and I'm thinking, I wish I could do that. I can't do that. Saying being upset. Oh, sorry, being upset about upsetting things is more normal than not sometimes. I know that someone that bites their fingers and bites off the skin. Well, honestly, for me, I know picking like I know people always say don't do that, but I don't care. I know picking my skin is like I think it's a stem because I don't like rough edges on my skin. So I pick off. I know I shouldn't do it. I know I shouldn't do it, but I do it anyways. I don't like the rough little parts of me. Similar to textures and foods, I don't like certain textures. So I think it's probably the same with anything. I don't like the tag on my back of my stinking thing, but I can't take it. Won't it just sometimes I wish they had closed out tags. I hate my tags on my clothes because they like make a I don't know how to explain it. It just don't feel good on my skin. I hate it. I've always had a problem with that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know where my stim stop and start. Like I don't know. I do wonder if the grinding that I do with my teeth, I wonder if it's a stim. I don't know. I heard it could be a stim. I don't know. I've done it to little, so I can't really know. I don't know. Because people say it's a stim, some people say it's not. So I don't know. I feel like it depends. Honestly, I don't know why. And the reason I don't know if it's a stim is because I don't do it when I'm awake, so I don't know. Like I only do it when I'm sleeping, so I wonder if that's a self stimming is a self-soothing thing. That's the reason why I do it. So that's the reason that's why I like stimming. Um, I do wonder if it's from I do wonder if in my mouth the reason honestly I don't think it's from my anxiety. And the reason I don't think it's from my anxiety because I think when I started doing it I don't think I had anxiety, so I don't think it's from that for me. Um, no, I don't know if it turned into an anxiety thing, but I don't think it started from that. Um, but yeah. Uh, it's called what now? What is? I don't know. The Brock. I can't say it. You know I don't want to say it wrong. I'm gonna say it wrong. And it's gonna embarrass me, and I'm not gonna feel happy because I need pronunciation because my dyslexic mind can't do it. Because I feel like I'm gonna say it wrong. Oh, Broxham. Broxham. What the heck is that? Is that the thing you're talking about when I was saying about the grinding of the teeth? Not being able to not get upset about obvious upsetting things is something. I'm gonna just go with the way I said it because my brain's like, okay, I tried. Uh, Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you for the pronunciation thing because you understand my brain. Um, so obviously is something. Setting things is something that covers people that. regularly do wrong, honestly. Uh, my brain is. I understand what you're saying. My brain's like, oh, you said the clenching. Hold on. Oh, that's what it means. Okay, so involuntary clenching and grinding of teeth can occur while awake or asleep. Oh, see, I don't. See, I didn't even know the term for it until you just said it. I swear, I didn't know that. I don't honestly. I don't know. Maybe I don't honestly because the reason why I say it could be a self-soothing thing because I don't know. It's not. I do wonder if sometimes in my dreams I'm having something. 'Cause honestly, who the heck knows what's happening in my dreams? Because I can't know while I'm sleeping if the grinding is happening because something in my dreams is disturbing me. That's why I'm grinding. Because it could be that. It could be multiple things without me knowing. I wonder if it will not rain again because I don't want it to rain. Raining earlier. Yeah, so I like being autistic and I like being an ADHD and I like being dyslexic. Even though they all have their challenges, but they also all have their strengths. Uh, yeah, like I said, I don't know. It is just part of me being Mariah, so I'm gonna go with there. Um, but honestly, I think all of us have each one of us have something that makes us unique. Honestly, I think my favorite two pieces that I made this week, yeah, Sunday, yes, yesterday. The two pieces I made yesterday that Mildred knows about made me happy for my art because she was the one who suggested them to me. Is based on the honestly, I'm okay the way I am. I'm not always the best. I try, even though I feel like there are moments of improvement. Back to what I was saying. Um, I think that, and I think Mildred was right about what she said. She was saying to me, because the two pieces I made were based on accessibility. Two art pieces I made, well, I guess written art, that's what it is, um, are based on two, there was two myths I did, but I did the facts towards them for these pieces of art. Um, you think that's what you have? Huh. Oh wow. Yeah, because I remember my dentist was telling me like I probably should get a mouth guard because of the grinding, but well I'm glad that someone else could relate to what you were talking about, Nick, but I don't know if that's what I have. Not that I'm trying to judge you because I honestly can't possibly know. But like I was saying, I think accessibility is an important thing. I think oh hello. I think the two statements I had are I think that I think they're both important statements. The first one was about accessibility being a right, not a privilege. And the second one was about accessibility is a practice and not a feature. And I think both of those are true when it comes to accessibility. Um, for for me, I think what would have happened for me personally, because I think my tongue probably would have pushed out the mouth guard because I know for me personally, I don't like when things don't feel right to me. And I feel like for me being autistic, I wouldn't have worked for my mouth because like my mouth doesn't like certain things, so that's not gonna work for me. I don't like certain textures already, so I feel like putting a mouth guard in my mouth wouldn't have worked for me. That would not have worked. I already knew you don't. You told me on Twitter that you liked the art pieces, so I already knew. But art makes me happy. Like I like the out of all the pieces I've done, I like the ones where they're multicolored pieces. I'm not saying I don't like anything that's not multicolored, because my favorite piece that I made is not multicolored. It has different colors, but I would not call it multicolored. Um, and I just like art because it makes me be me. Because I feel like each piece that I do, it invokes something from myself, and it makes me feel things, and it makes whoever has bought or interacted with it feel things. So that's the reason I like doing it. Other than that, and also I feel like art, it makes me just happy. So That's, I think, for me, I know it's one of my special interests as well. And it's interesting. It's one of the special interests I've had since I was a child. Not now. I know some people don't have certain special interests from when they were child. I know I have one. That's the one constant one I've had. Honestly, ballet is one of the constant ones I had too. I think honestly, if I didn't have the balance issue, I think I probably would have done went to ballet too. Which means I probably wouldn't have done YouTube maybe if I didn't have the balance issue. Um, at least, yeah. I'm gonna get going. Honestly, I'm probably gonna end soon because I'm tired, getting tired. But I know that I'm just glad that this channel helps people feel like they can be themselves. Is the one thing. And thanks, Mojo, for coming. Um, that's the one thing I'm glad this channel does. I think by the end of the month we'll be at least at. I'm not gonna say this, but I don't know for a fact. I think by the end of the month we'll probably be at 1680 if before then, because I know right now I think we were, well, at least the last time I checked we were at 1670, so we're right up on that. And I, like I said, when we get to 1680, I will be putting up the two topics that we could do for the celebratory stream, which will be on whatever topic's on, and then it will be whenever it is in the future. So we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like sometimes. I'm trying to think what I'm saying. You got school? Oh wow, it's 11. Well, have an awesome time at school. Because I know school is not an easy thing, and bravo for doing your best. Um, you think by the end of the month? Well, I guess we'll see. It could be by the end of the month. We never know. Which would actually be awesome by the end of the month. But I just glad that this channel continues to inspire people. So, and I love how you say you're not what's it called, optimistic, but you are actually honestly very more. I feel like you're a lot more optimistic than you give yourself credit for, Nick. I do. Oh, and nice meeting you, Stingray. I meant to say that. Um, any questions before I go? Because I think I'm gonna go soon. Because my body's like, I'm right. It's just like, Mariah, we need rest, or at least a break. Because this does take me a lot of energy out of me, but I do my best. You say you try to be, but honestly, I don't think anyone's always optimistic. But I think honestly, I feel like you're like 85% optimistic and like maybe 15% pessimistic. I think I'm probably more like, I'm gonna say like maybe 15% optimistic, 85% pessimistic because of all the stuff that's happened in my life. So that's probably why I'm more pessimistic than optimistic. But I try my best to be optimistic when it comes to trying to inspire people in that regard. Other than that, in real life, it's harder to be that way. Okay, I think I'm gonna go, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome week. And for those that come to my Saturday streams, see you on Saturday at 12 Eastern. And for those who come to my Monday streams, see you next Monday. Have a great rest of your week as always. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you.